to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Southwest TV Translator Association underwrites the news, and Dolores County Broadcasting Network provides the support for DCTV.
Here at the News at Noon show, we present news we hope you find interesting and report on local issues and events. Give us a call with news tips or topics you'd like to see covered. The number is 677-4119.
We appreciate you watching DCTV. Today's show is live Tuesday at noon and rebroadcast at 2:30 and 8 p.m. and re-aired on Friday at noon, 2:30, and 8.
Today is January 31st, 2017. Now here's the news. Reported by the Cortez Journal, a 7-year-old girl fell about 26 feet from Lift 1 Sunday at Purgatory Resort. The girl was in stable condition Sunday after the accident, said Kim Euler, spokeswoman for Purgatory Resort, in an email to the Durango Herald. The fall occurred about 9:35 a.m. as the chair approached Tower 20 near the unloading zone at the top of the mountain. From preliminary reports given by eyewitnesses, it is believed that after the armbar was raised near the unloading zone, the female skier leaned forward and fell out of the chair, Euler wrote. The lift operator immediately called Purgatory Ski Patrol, which arrived on scene at 9:38 a.m., the news release says. An ambulance was called and the skier was taken by ambulance to Mercy Regional Medical Center. The identity of the girl and in updated condition were unavailable Monday. Purgatory does not release the name or hometown of skiers injured in accidents, and Mercy Regional Medical Center does not release the condition of patients unless a patient's name can be provided and the patient consents to release of information. Lift 1, the six-pack on the front side of the mountain, was operating normally Sunday and has been operating normally since the fall, Euler said. As required by the Colorado Passenger Tramway Safety Board's rules, the regulations, the incident was reported to the Colorado Passenger Tramway Safety Board.
The Cortez Journal reported an update on the status of County Road BB in Montezuma County. The County Road BB intersection with U.S. Highway 491 will not be closed, but whether the well-used access to the Pleasant View area will be reconfigured is yet unclear. During a public hearing Monday, the 3 Montezuma County commissioners voted unanimously to keep it open, triggering applause from about 40 Pleasant View residents. But because it is within the Colorado Department of Transportation right-of-way, CDOT can still move forward with plans to make it into a right-in, right-out intersection, also heavily opposed by locals. Commissioner Larry Donsukla said one option is to schedule a hearing with CDOT officials in Denver to propose alternatives supported by locals, such as creating a left-hand turn lane, widening the highway, lowering the highway speed limit, and adding signs warning of the intersection. There have been 4 public meetings on the matter, and Pleasant View residents and CDOT have been at an impasse on how to improve the intersection at US 491 and County Road BB. CDOT's preliminary plan is to build a restrictive right-in, right-out intersection to prevent left turns onto County Road BB and the busy highway. The intersection is at the bottom of a hill, and visibility of oncoming highway traffic falls short of federal standards. It is rated as one of the top 6 intersections that need safety improvements in Region 5, which covers 15 counties in southwest Colorado. CDOT wants to redirect traffic to County Road CC for travelers heading west off the highway to the Pleasant View community and onto farms, oil and gas fields, and nearby national monuments. Road CC intersects with US 491 a mile north of Road BB and has favorable sight distance. Locals are heavily opposed to any major change to the Road BB intersection because it is considered a key access point for residents, farmers, and ranchers. They say improved safety signage, a left turn lane, and lower speed limit would mitigate the danger. Also, concern was expressed that redirecting traffic to Road CC would send it all by the Pleasant View School, causing a safety hazard. If the traffic is diverted down Road CC, the Montezuma Cortez RE1 School District and County said they will work together to install safety fencing around the school and traffic warnings. CDOT records show 9 crashes at the intersection, including 1 fatality since 1996. 5 of the 9 are listed as intersection related.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a home explosion last Monday in Rico killed a resident inside, according to fire officials. The explosion occurred about 4:30 p.m. on 340 North Piedmont Street at the north end of town, said Dolores Fire Chief Mike Zion. Officials suspect a propane leak caused the violent explosion. The home was leveled, Zion said. Doors were blown hundreds of yards away. The victim, Lisa Salaby, 42, was located after a 3-hour search, Zion said, but could not be revived. 2 other residents were not home at the time of the explosion. Rico, Dolores, and Cortez Fire District and medic crews responded to the scene. Lewis and Pleasant View fire crews and the Dolores-based canine search and rescue were en route, but turned back after the victim was found. Zion said there was no fire after the explosion and no other properties were affected. Heavy snowfall in Rico and whiteout conditions on Colorado Highway 145 made travel to the scene difficult. Fire officials urge homeowners to check propane lines and heating systems and install carbon monoxide detectors in their homes.
The Dolores County Senior Center, PSC, and shop construction project continues to make progress. As of January 21st, Nunn Construction provided the following updates. The public service center areas have been completed for slab pours, and I just saw a cement truck headed towards the construction site this morning. The shop area is currently being formed and protected in preparation for slab pours. Trench drains and floor boxes are being installed. Underground plumbing and electrical is ongoing in the shop area. Measures are being taken to make the site easier to traverse in the winter conditions. As for the senior center, last week's winter storms delayed excavation and fill operations at this time. The next steps in the project for the PSC and shop are the continued underground inspections. XL Concrete will be on site to begin placing slabs. Pour scheduling is being done pending weather conditions. The plumbing and electrical will continue in the shop areas, and shop equipment is being researched and procured. At the senior center, excavation will resume as weather cooperates and county personnel are available.
According to the Durango Herald, a former Durango man who took steps towards having sexual relations with an underage girl was sentenced Friday to 6 years probation and immediately arrested outside the courtroom by U.S. Immigration and Customs. Timur Uranov, 31, an immigrant from Tajikistan, pleaded guilty to contributing to the delinquency of a minor, a felony. He was apparently arrested by immigration officials as a result of his felony conviction, but efforts to learn details of the arrest were unsuccessful Friday afternoon. His Durango defense attorney, Ingrid Alt, declined to comment, and a spokesman for ICE was unable to answer questions about Uranov's residency status, why he was arrested, or what happens next for Uranov. District Attorney Christian Champagne said he was unaware Uranov would be arrested Friday by ICE and he didn't know why the arrest occurred. It was clear during plea agreement negotiations, he said, that his attorneys were concerned about Uranov's immigration status. As part of his plea agreement, Uranov admitted to committing a sex offense. Uranov was one of 6 men arrested and charged in connection with a child sex sting conducted April 25th through 27th in Durango. Local law enforcement, in cooperation with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, placed provocative ads on Backpage.com. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Right now, it's about 38 degrees in downtown Dove Creek and enjoying the sunshine, though no one is ever thrilled with the geoengineering striping that converges into those high gray skies. A fantastic source online to look at all the patents on the process, and the Air Force's own document regarding controlling the weather by 2025 should provide you with some insightful reading and scientific data. Most meteorologists don't want to talk about the subject, but there's a link on our Facebook page so you can see it for yourself. As you can see in the regional satellite image here, the bulk of that storm coming in from the west will remain to our north, and our high-pressure system sticks around for the next week or more, retaining potentially above seasonal daytime temperatures. On the national map, forecast NOAA is showing the snowstorms continuing to push through into the northeast, causing travel hazards for many. Interestingly, California has experienced so much moisture in the month of January, much of the state will be coming out of the extreme drought levels dogging the state over the past few years. Average rain totals for LA are 3.12 inches for January, and they got dumped on with a whopping 8.38 inches of rain for the month. But for the Four Corners area, that high pressure remains in place, keeping us dry for the foreseeable future. And in the DCTV 5-day forecast, again, we're looking for the daytime highs to be well into the 40s, and if the sun persists, you may see your own weather gauge showing even a little warmer, with the low temperatures overnight dropping into the 20s, and yes, that does mean the melt and freeze of the snow-ice slush mix will continue to add to the afternoon mud. And now, back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, Acme Healing Center was accused Tuesday during a hearing of improperly storing marijuana products and not having a working security system. After the retail marijuana shop on County Road 203 was robbed in November, Steve Barkley, the city's code enforcement officer, discovered the shop violated city ordinances. The local licensing authority hearing gave employees of Acme Healing Center a chance to respond to the allegations. In February, the authority will decide whether the business was in violation of Durango City Code and what consequences it might face, City Manager Ron LeBlanc said. He encouraged company representatives to work with the city attorney on an agreement for the board to review at its February meeting. Company representatives said they believed they were in compliance with city rules at the time of the break-in. The security system was disconnected in July by a charter employee who was changing Acme's internet service, and it was never reconnected, said Molly Rogers, Acme's compliance officer. The business and the Durango Police Department found that the security system wasn't working when it didn't go off during the burglary, which was discovered hours after the fact, said Dina Sheriff, CEO and Chief Operating Officer for Acme. The burglar has not been caught, she said. The security system was fixed immediately, and the business has since added an additional layer of security.
The Durango Herald reported on the state of Switchblades in Colorado. The Switchblade knives, wielded 6 decades ago by the fictional Jets and Sharks street gangs in the legendary Broadway musical West Side Story and in Hollywood films, spooked lawmakers across the U.S. and helped usher in statewide bans. But 54 years after Colorado enacted its prohibition of the folding knives with blades that pop out from their handles with the push of a button or a lever, a bipartisan group of state lawmakers is trying to repeal it. They are citing arguments from knife rights activists and others who say switchblades have become everyday work tools that also can save lives because they can be opened with one hand instead of two. Bill co-sponsor State Senator Owen Hill, a Republican, argues that Colorado's law is outdated and widely ignored. Hill and a Democratic co-sponsor, Representative Steve Lebsock, say it's time for lawmakers to get rid of an archaic statute because switchblades are useful and can be bought online easily anyway by people who want them. The bill would also legalize gravity knives with blades that can be flung open from their concealing handle, also with one hand. At least 11 states have repealed switchblade bans in recent years, but 14 states have them, and the American Knife and Tool Institute, that represents knife manufacturers and users in lobbying on behalf of another repeal effort for Ohio. Knife rights activists say the bans in Colorado and those in places elsewhere violate Second Amendment rights of users because switchblades are normally possessed by law-abiding citizens for legitimate uses. What you're seeing nationwide is a confluence of Second Amendment rights and criminal justice reform, where most of those being arrested for having a knife in their pocket but not having committed any crime are minorities, said Todd Ratner, Director of Legislative Affairs for the Arizona-based Knife Rights. In 2015, firearms were used in 72% of the homicides in the U.S., while knives or other cutting instruments were used in 12%, according to statistics from the U.S. Justice Department and the FBI. In Colorado, that same year, firearms were used in 115 murders, and knives and other cutting instruments were used in 25. Colorado's law enforcement community is divided over whether the ban should be repealed, with the County Sheriffs of Colorado Association supporting it, and the Colorado Association of Chiefs of Police declining to take a position. The state legislature's Senate Judiciary Committee voted 4-1 last week to send the bill to the full Senate for consideration.
According to the Cortez Journal, sculptor Steve Wolf brings his work to the Artisans of Mancos Gallery this month. A reception welcoming him to the gallery will take place February 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Artisans of Mancos 101 Grand Avenue. Wolf has lived in southwest Colorado, in Durango, and Silverton since 1972. He recently moved to Mancos and is happy to showcase his work at Artisans of Mancos, he said Monday. I feel like I can help round out their diverse artists, he said. It just helps bring more diversity to what's offered here. Wolf casts sculptures out of bronze and bronze-coated resin, he said. Most of his work features human figures and leans toward a Western theme, he said. I do a myriad of different things, he said. In addition to sculpting, Wolf designs and builds homes. He is looking forward to enhancing the gallery by showcasing his work.
In today's High Country happenings, tonight, January 31st, Path to Mesa Verde public meeting will be held from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Cortez Recreation Center. Community input is sought on a proposed multi-use pathway between Mancos and Cortez. The trail would provide a safe alternative transportation route along the US 160 corridor to connect Mesa Verde National Park, the BLM Phil's World Trail System, the Southwest Colorado Community College, and the Montezuma County Fairgrounds. Wednesday, February 1st, you can apply to the Southwest Colorado Community College nursing program. Between 10 to 1 p.m., a member of the faculty can go over your application on either the Durango or Mancos campus. Applications are due this spring. For specific details, call 970-564-6221. Tuesday, February 7th, the Hisatsonam chapter of the Colorado Archaeological Society presents Kristen Kuckelman at 7 p.m. at the Methodist Church at 515 Park Street. She's going to discuss 13th century in the northern San Juan. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. For details, contact Carrie Schleller at 505-269-4475. All of the happenings are listed on the DCTV Facebook page. Check it out. We hope to also be bringing you the news at noon as a live streaming feed to Facebook very soon. If you have news or event information you'd like us to share, send us an email at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us here at the station. The number is 677-4119.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of January 23rd through the 29th. A tractor-trailer backed into a resident's vehicle when trying to pull away from Highway 491. A dispute between a landlord and tenant in town was resolved by a responding deputy. A request for a welfare check was requested in Rico. When deputies arrived, they found no vehicle or resident at home. A deputy responded for a truck that ran the port of entry. A deputy is investigating a case involving check fraud. A town resident requested an officer to take a report of an incident pertaining to an ongoing civil situation. That's it for this week's Roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates. Thanks for tuning in. A reminder that this program is aired live at noon Monday through Wednesday, then rebroadcast at 2:30 and 8 p.m., and again aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order at noon, 2:30, and 8 p.m. each day respectively.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook and the YouTube replays. Like us there, join the local conversation, and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.